and He will lift you up, and He will lift you up.
Sing that song for about 30 minutes. What do you think? 30 minutes. Okay, I'll do more. Thank you. Yesterday we had a wonderful celebration of life, remembering a great lady. I like to keep the family members in our prayers as they go home. Also, Angela is here this morning, of course, with her son, who happens to be in the military, and we appreciate his service. Robert and his bride are with us this morning. We're always thankful to see them in their year. Pray for their sake and her to go back home serving in the military. As we are honored for any visitor that we have, we want to always recognize our visitors, especially family members. So thank you that Angela, that you come to be with us this morning. I know that it's difficult for you at this time, but no, we love you, and we're here for you. If you'd like to open your Bibles, I'm going to be in Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 3 through 13. And as we're turning our Bibles, I do want to remind, I almost forgot, our daughter's going to be deployed Wednesday. She's going to leave Thursday. She's leaving Thursday for a couple of months. I'm not sure where she's going. She's in the Air Force, Lone Master, so keep her in your prayers as she's gone. So she does a lot of flying, and that always scares me to death. I'm a Marine. I like to keep my feet on the ground. Okay? I'll wrestle a grizzly bear before I get on the plane. So I have a lot of respect for people willing to do that. I don't know if you remember the song or not, but in 1970, Gene Knight recorded a song, Mr. Big Stuff. Y'all remember that song? Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Okay. But you know, when I think about that song, I think about that question. Who do you think you are? I was asked that several times as a youngster. And it probably wasn't in a nice way either. It was more like, boy, who do you think you are? You know, have you ever been asked that question? Who do you think you are? Well, listen, that's a pretty in-depth question. Because if we think about that today as a Christian, maybe we need to ask ourselves that. Who do we think we are? We may not be the person that we think we are. Think about what I'm saying. You see, our life of faith reaches out to the entire body of believers. Our life of faith reaches out to the world. So who you are matters. Because there are people emulating you. There are people who are seeing in you your faith. Now, is it a live, living faith, or is it a dead faith? Because people are watching you. Your neighbors, your family, your friends are seeing by your actions what kind of faith you have. Your children, you are by your actions, by your living faith or your dead faith, you're raising the next generation of Christians. What are they going to be like? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're raising What do you think you're projecting by your action through your life every day? What do you think you're projecting? Because it may not be the same. You may think you're doing one thing and actually doing another. You may not realize the impact that you're having on people around you through your life, through your actions or inaction. See, we need to take this seriously, don't we? We need to really take a look at ourselves in a mirror. Not just for the gray hairs, but we need to take a look to see how we're living our lives. Am I living my life the way God wants me to? Amen? Say amen when you can. If you can't, that's okay. We'll say it for you, right?
Amen.
Listen, we need to understand what Paul is teaching to the Romans here in Romans chapter 12. He starts off with verse number 3. This is a great beginning to what he's going to teach in these next few verses. For by the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. That's pretty plain, isn't it? Don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to think. He says, but to think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned. God has assigned you a measure of faith. How do we get faith? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. Amen. So we need to understand, first of all, where we get our faith. And that God is going to assign us a measure of faith. Did you know God's going to assign you a measure of faith? Now, you can't get this faith by osmosis. It doesn't come just by hanging out at your house. It doesn't come by just doing whatever you want to do. Faith comes by God's Word. You and I must study God's Word. We must meditate on God's Word. This is where we get our faith. And see, He's going to give you a measure of faith. What do you think it's a measure of? It's a measure of your ability to receive His faith. Amen? See, some of y'all are not ready to receive His faith. Some of y'all are holding on to your own faith. Some of y'all are holding on to their own lifestyle. Somebody's holding on to their own self. That's why He says, don't think more highly of yourself than you ought to. You see, when you start thinking, I'm all that in a bag of chips, you ain't got room for God's faith. You got to humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. That means I need to get rid of this attitude that it's me, that I've done all of this. Look at what I can do. I need to get rid of that, and I need to go to God and say, God, tell me what I need to do. God is directing my life because I'm putting everything in your hands. Are you ready to put everything in God's hands? Are you willing to put your life in God's hands? If you're not ready for God's faith. You see, that's why He's talking about you're going to get a measure of it. You're going to get a measure that you're able and willing to handle. How much faith can you handle? How much faith do you want? You see, you can have as much as you want. God says, here it is, tell me what you want. And a lot of us say, oh, well, I need a little bit today because it's the first day of the week, but tomorrow, I'm going to get it. Oh, some of us are saying, some of us got up this morning and said, you know what? Measure of faith. How much faith do I want? Well, it's kind of cold outside. I see some balls. Woo, it means the roads are going to be slick somewhere. I better not go today. What kind of measure of faith does that person have? You know I'm telling you the truth. Do you want me to lie to you?
No.
Do you want me to just tell you, pat you on the back, and, oh, what a good job you're doing. You stayed home because it was foggy. Oh, good job. Somebody's going to get mad at me for this thing. I'm just telling you. Somebody's going to get upset about hearing the truth. You know why? Because they don't have a measure of faith. Because they're not humbling themselves. Listen, when we humble ourselves, we understand that God is talking to me. Oh, a lot of times we hear a lesson and we'll say, man, I hope so-and-so heard that. Let me tell you, if they didn't, I'm going to remind them. Did you hear that lesson? We'll call them up. Did you hear that lesson this morning? Huh? Was you listening to that lesson? God says, I want you to listen. Even when I'm preaching, you know who I'm preaching to? I'm preaching to me. I'm preaching to myself. You didn't have to admit that. Listen, I'm preaching to myself. I need to hear it. I need to live it. I need to believe it. I need more faith. We all need more faith.
Amen.
But do His will and not ours. And it begins with humility. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord. A right relationship with God results in a right relationship with our fellow believers. Listen, if you're struggling with a relationship with your fellow believers, maybe the first place you want to look is your own humility. Maybe you haven't humbled yourself in the sight of the Lord. Because when we humble ourselves, it affects our relationships. You see, from the spiritual emerges the social aspect of our lives. Did you hear what I said? From the spiritual emerges the social aspect. So, if you're out there in that social network world and you're saying all kinds of crazy stuff, maybe you need to work on humility. You know what I'm talking about. If you can't get along with people, maybe you got to go back. Why are you having that problem? Because you haven't humbled yourself. See, we got to have the right spirit. In order to have the right spirit working in our lives, we got to have humility. You see, you don't get to choose what spirit you want. There's not but one. There's not but one. So that means we don't get to act any way we want to. If you're going to have the Spirit, the Holy Spirit working in your life, then you need to take humility. Pride is the greatest enemy of true righteousness. Oh, listen, it's okay to have a certain amount of pride on things that you've accomplished. But listen, what Satan does, Satan will take that little bit of pride that you have in some accomplishments or your kids or your friends or your neighbors. It's okay to tell somebody, oh man, I'm proud of you. I got pride. Oh, listen, I'll show you all kinds of pictures of my grandkids. I'm proud of them. There's nothing wrong by itself with pride, but what happens is, Satan waters that pride. Satan, he wants that pride to grow. He wants that pride that you have to take over in your life. So if you stand up and say, yeah, oh, God couldn't have done it without me. You know, there are some people thinking right now, this congregation would die without them. There's people thinking, oh, God's word would just fall off. There'd be no more God's word if it wasn't for me. What are we talking about? Pride. We need to understand who's in charge. We need to understand where our faith comes from. We need to understand who is in control of this life right now. Listen, if God wants me to go on tomorrow, I will. If He don't, I won't.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not your choice.
God's in control. I'm not in control of nothing. I don't own anything. Everything I have is God's. He just let me use it. He's just letting me use it for the short time I have here. He gave me some abilities, and He gave them to me. Listen, I didn't even do that. He did it. What do we got to be proud about? I think what we should be proud about, that God added us to the church. That God added us to His church. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you for everything You've given me. We need to get rid of this prideful attitude. We should live our lives from a position of grace. The grace, he says, Paul, for by the grace given to me. You see, that's what he's standing on. And we need to come from that same position. We need an awareness of what our attitude must be like toward fellow Christians. And that's coming from that attitude of grace. Oh, have you been given grace? Do you understand how much you've been given by having your sins washed away if you're a child of God? All your sins are gone. Everything that you've done, every evil deed, evil thought is gone. You're not getting what you deserve. You have received grace. You see, we need to have that attitude and awareness towards our fellow Christians. Then we won't be so quick to judge. Then we won't be so quick to accuse. Then we won't be so quick to get mad and puffed up. Because we're coming from a position of grace. You know, I can't control somebody's attitude, but I can control mine. I can't control somebody's actions, but I can control mine. By the grace of God, let God run my life. Amen. We have an allegiance to God. When we present our bodies a living sacrifice. You see, when I present my body a living sacrifice, that means when I'm doing what God wants me to do. When I have the right attitude, when I'm humbling myself, when I do that, now I have an allegiance with God. I'm connected with God. I'm walking in the Spirit. He's mine, I'm His. We're one together. I'm doing what He wants me to do. So guess what the opposite of that is? That's right. If I'm not presenting my body as a living sacrifice, if I'm not humbling myself, if I'm not coming from a position of grace, then me and God, we are not one. God is not happy with me when I act like that. I'm not allowing the light of Jesus to shine through me. I put that. That doesn't make God happy. No matter what we want to say in the world, God is not happy with you when you act like that. We have an allegiance to the Holy Spirit and to our fellow Christians when we use the gifts given to us for the benefit of others. Look at verses 4 and 5. For as in one body we have many members, and the members do not all have the same function. So we, though many, are one body in Christ, and individually members one of another. You see, there's several of us, but we're one body. How can we be one body? Because we all have different abilities that are God-given. And when we all work together, the body functions properly. Y'all know what I'm talking about on this physical body if you've lost a member of it. Are you with me? If you hurt a member of your own physical body, you know what I'm talking about. If you can't do what you used to do because of that body not functioning as a whole. I even understand that this is as I get older. The body doesn't function like it used to. Paul's talking about the Spirit, talking about these gifts that God has given us. Listen, God has given you a gift. Use it for the body. Not for your personal gain, not to puff you up, but to edify the body, to work together. The church is an organism and not an organization. Somebody can name it. The church is not an organization that you join like you do the Kiwanis Club or the Elks Club or any other club that you can join. All it takes is a certain membership. All you have to do is some things to get in. It's not an organization that you join. The church is alive. You are the church. Some people don't look at it that way. That's why we're not here. That's why they easily don't hear. That's why we have so many empty seats in these pews. There's people around us that they don't see the church is alive or they can do anything for them. If we understood just how much we needed God, and how much the church was alive, and we needed each other, this building couldn't hold everybody. Not only do I have a place in the body, but I have limitations. You see, the hand is limited by the fact that it's a hand. Right? If we're sticking with this analogy that Paul's given, the hand as a part of that body can't do what another part of the body can do. It has limitations. You've been given a gift that's given you by God. You have limitations. Listen, I have limitations. I can't do all that I want to do. I don't need to concentrate on those things that I can't do. What I need to focus on is what God has given me to do. What God has allowed me to do. If we can focus on those things and do that for the glory and edification of the church, man, we're in step with God. We're in connection with the Holy Spirit. And we're in step with one another. We're loving, encouraging, and edifying one another. I venture to say that there's people here this morning that are hurting, that are having problems, whether it's mental, physical, emotional. There are people here this morning that are hurting. But do something that I don't like. I can't believe her attitude. I can't believe he said that. You don't know what they're going through. How about talking to them? How about getting to know one another? Oh, what a concept. You mean get to know each other? Like a family? Amen. How about that? You see, church, why? As we work in the body with our different gifts, we are building up that body. Unity in the body, diversity of function, and harmony of position. All by God's design. All humility is seen in these 7 gifts that are listed in verses 6 through 8. Let's just look at it real quick. Having gifts that differ, verse 6 says, according to the grace given to us, let us use them. If prophecy, in proportion to our faith, see, there's that word again. If prophecy, what's prophesying? What's prophecy? God's word, right? Speaking God's word, that's what prophecy is. So what's he saying? In proportion to your faith. Guess what? You got to study God's word. To be able to prophesy, you got to read God's word to know what you're talking about. You can be spouting all kinds of stuff and it's not even coming from God's word. Oh, I'm prophesying. You're not doing nothing but lying to yourself. I'm just telling it like it is. Are y'all ready for some straight talk? Listen, we need to understand the seriousness of being a Christian. It's not going to be all roses because you're a child of God. And why? Because there's sin and death. Satan of darkness. He's roaming around seeking whom he may devour. He's always doing things that, you see, he knows you belong to God. If you're a child of God, if you're a Christian, now what happens? He can't do anything but try to trip you up. To get you to get angry, to get you all puffed up about yourself, to get some division caused within the body. He wants to get you stirred up every time the church, every time a family, every time children of God start doing what God wants you to do, Satan's throwing something at you. If you're doing something good, expect Satan to throw something at you. If we expect it, we won't be surprised. I always say, Satan, get out of here, brother. Resist the devil. And what will he do? Flee from you. Why? Because he has no power over you. Yes, because you're a child of God. He has no power over Jesus. You listen to what I'm saying? Who has the power? Jesus has the power. Jesus said, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. How much is left? Not a thing. He's got it all. How much does Satan have? None. I poke him in the eye. He walks in the door. You don't think I won't? Satan, Jesus made it quick, right? I poke Satan in the eye. Then I'll run behind you. Now, yeah, what you gonna do now? Don't do nothing. Don't let him trip you up. When people know their gift and begin to exercise it, they become absorbed and satisfied with their work. Did you hear what I just said? I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read it as I wrote it down so I don't mess it up. Listen. When people know their gift and begin to exercise it, they become absorbed and satisfied with their work. If you're not happy or satisfied with the work of the church, maybe it's you. Know that Paul? Maybe it's you. We need to understand that. We need to understand we need to take responsibility for the gifts God has given us. He says in verse 7, if service in serving. If you've been given the gift by God of serving, what do you think you should do? Serve. The one who teaches in his what? Teaching. The one who exhorts in his what? And y'all not coming back in. The one who contributes in what? Come on now. Y'all in the same place I am. The one who leads with zeal. Y'all have your Bible, don't you? The one who does acts of mercy with. Listen to what the Bible is teaching. Listen to what God is teaching us. Been given a gift. Use that gift. You say, yeah, but I've been given the gift of teaching, but, I want to prophesy. Oh, I've been given the gift of leading, but oh, man, I don't do that. I've been given this gift of exhorting. You see what Paul said? Use the gift you've been given. You say, well, I don't know what my gift is. Well, then get out there and start using some and see what you got. Are you ready? Then get involved. Let's find out what you got. Let's see what God has given you as a gift. Let's start using some things. Sir, you're not going to know unless you get out there. Right? How many sporting events have we gone to? But we'll see some kids say, I can't play ball. Have you ever got out there and played? Well, no, I don't think I can. Get out there, look at that ball. Let's see what you got. We say that to our kids growing up. Come on, man, get out there, let's see what you got. I'll help you. We might need some help, some training. We might have to get into God's Word and let help God nurture us along. But you have a gift. And we can use it. Amen. As the work of the body, with our different gifts. As we get involved in that work, we're building up the body. The unity of the body, the diversity of function, and the harmony of all these positions. My life of faith is exposed to the public. Your life of faith, whether you realize it or not, has been exposed to the public. What's the public see? When they pull their veil back and they look at your life of faith, what do they see? Are they seeing some faith? Are they seeing somebody that's living their life for the Lord? Somebody who's humbled himself? Somebody who gets along with everybody? Somebody who is living that sacrifice every day? Or are they seeing somebody that's prideful? Somebody who can't get along? Somebody that doesn't work ever? Somebody who says, may or may not show up, but he's got happy. The only thing tied is breaking things. Listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Listen, we need to understand what it means to be a child of God. You can only be tight with God if you're doing His will. You can only be one with God if you're humbling yourself. If you're living that daily sacrifice. Our duty to the brethren and to the world is found in verses 9 through 13. And then I understand I've got to wrap this up. I should have quit 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to be quick. Let's look at verse number 9. Because this is the mark of a true Christian. Let love, he says, be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. He says, do not be slothful in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Contribute to the needs of the saints and seek to show hospitality. He defines what love is. You see, our duty is to show the gift of love. Evil must be overcome. Amen. There's evil in this world. There's evil in the United States. There's evil in Lubbock. There's evil in our neighborhoods. Evil must be overcome. And it must be overcome with good. Amen. That's the way we overcome evil, is with good. So as we look at what our duty is, it begins with love. Are you showing that kind of love that Paul talked about? You can't if you're not humbling yourself. It has to begin with that. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. Think about what thinks of other people. Have the joy, Jesus, others, and yourself. And show that kind of love. We want to show. We did that. Wouldn't you love to be part of a congregation like that? Wouldn't you love to be part of a body of people like that? Wouldn't you? I would. Who's with me? Who wants to be part of that? Then let's start today by being that person that God wants us to be. Amen? If you're here this morning, you have not obeyed the gospel call to start that walk, we're here to help with that. We'd love to assist you in being buried in baptism. Come out of that watery grave with your sins washed away. Why don't you come while we stand and sing this faithful song? Come to Jesus. But you got to humble yourself.